This is the Just BeeCuzz Buzz. I'm Merritt Crawford. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another special edition. I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite Christmas things that have been stitched or quilted or given to me by a stitcher or quilter. And I just thought I'd like to pop on here before Christmas and wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and share with you some Christmas goodies that I have received or that I have made. So today I will insert some pictures of some things. In the beginning you will have seen some pictures. I did finish my Lori Holt quilt and I'm very excited about that. I have it hanging in my dining room. And I also have some other things I'm going to be sharing with you through pictures of things that I've made that I have sent on to other friends, and you may have seen some of them on Instagram too. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm going to return to my normal episodes of sharing my whips and things that I've been stitching on. After the new year, I will probably do a whip parade, but I'm happy to share two things today that were in my whip pile that are no longer in my whip pile as finishes today. So that's exciting. I don't like to have a whole lot of whips. That makes me kind of anxious. So I do like to have several to choose from though, and I like to make smalls. And so keeping my whip pile more manageable, especially of large projects, keeps that anxiety level at a more manageable level. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I am excited to be with you today. The last time I shared with you was a fall walkthrough of a couple of Blackbird design books, the two fall books that are out, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. So today, like I said, I want to do Christmas. And I'm going to start with some things that I have recently finished that are Christmas related. The first one, you're going to think, well, this is not Christmas, but I did start this as my Christmas start last year with my Saturday Stitcher friends, Kim Goldman, Contented Needleworker Kim, and then April Heirlooms, and then Celeste Creates. So the four of us started this last Christmas, and I'm happy to report that I have finished. This was my first hats, Hands Across the Sea, for those that are new. That is a sampler design company over in England, and I was excited to do this one. It's so bright and colorful, and it has a sweet little girl on it, and I'm going to share that with you now. I'll show you the pattern. I did the PDF, so this is the pattern, and you've probably seen it on Instagram quite a bit. Margaret Beatty, circa 1866. And the other thing that was appealing to me about this chart was, I've mentioned before on my channel that I'd like to have a sampler wall of 1866 samplers, because that's 100 years before the year I was born. I just thought it would be neat. And so I've already done another one, and then this is my second one. The color palette for Margaret was just beautiful. I used all DMC and just a beautiful, beautiful color palette. I had made some floss tags. I've got some Santas here and some just regular oval floss tags with a little sticker on it that looks like candy for Christmas. But just a gorgeous palette. I stitched this on 36 count Lily by Tropical Stitches. And here she is. I did press this, but man, it's showing a pretty distinct line there. But the colors are just wonderful, and she was a joy to stitch on. I went ahead and did the chart just as it was charted with the initials of her parents, and so I left it just like that, and then I did the over one at the bottom. I did struggle a little bit with the over one. This is the first time I've done any significant amount of over one. I did have to rip out quite a bit of it at one point when I realized I was off up or down one way or the other. And so I thought, nope, I'm gonna get it right. So anyway, the border was quite fun to stitch. I loved stitching the alphabet. It's so beautiful. You'll have to go over to April Heirloom on Instagram and look at her finish. And then Kim Goldman just finished her design of it, or rendition of it, where she stitched just the little girl and the bunnies. And she has another chart that is not a companion to this one, but she thought it would look great, the two of them together. So you'll have to go check her FlossTube out and hear about her plans. So this is Margaret Beatty, Hands Across the Sea. I was excited that I could finish that before this Christmas. The next one that I finished is another one off the whip pile, and I'm very excited about it as well. And this is Stacy Nash, Deck the Coop. And Celeste and I started this last year. I don't remember if we started it Thanksgiving Day. It might have been Thanksgiving Day or the first day of December. I'm not sure. Might have been Thanksgiving Day. So Stacy Nash, Deck the Coop. And I chose to stitch mine over one on I believe it's a 26 count even weave. And so I'll make a little pin pillow out of it. And I just love how it turned out. This was my first Stacy Nash, I believe, to stitch. And I am just super pleased with it. I thought it was so much fun. I did a combination of the overdyes and the DMC that are called for. And I did go ahead and put the year that she had put in there, 1874, that they're at the bottom. I just thought, well, I was, let's see, 8 years old, and 100 years later. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cute. So I just went ahead and left it. But I just love that. I just thought it was so fun to stitch. And I loved doing the over one on the 26 count. Okay, the next one I want to share with you is another one off the whip pile. Very excited about this one too. This is called Rocking Horse Holiday. This is by Artful Offerings. And I got this chart, I believe, from the Farmer's Attic on Etsy. And I have a thing for rocking horses. My mom and dad used to have a Hallmark store, and I collected the rocking horse ornament collector's editions. There was a whole series of them, and they're still putting out a few every now and then. And I stitched this on 36 count aged hazelnut, I believe it is. Let me make sure so I'm not telling you wrong. I believe it's aged hazelnut. And then the fibers that I used, I did change up a little bit. I changed my green to grape leaf. I changed my red to ruby slipper. And then the others are what's called for, the tarnished gold and the onyx, I believe. I did change my white as well. I used whitewash. So I did change 3 of the 5 colors. It calls for tarnished gold, onyx, parchment for the cream, baby spinach for the green, and rhubarb for the red. And those are all Gentle Arts flosses. But like I said, I changed my green and my red. I'll share those again. The ruby slipper was my red, and the grape leaf was my green. And then I used Weeks whitewash for my white. And I'm very pleased with it. Let's see if I can hold this up. It's a little bit big, but there it is. Hold on a little closer and you can see the white. And I will make this into a pillow. I think that would be really pretty. I'm pleased to have this completed also. And then I was able to attend the Jingle Ball, and so I have a completed project, or a completed stitch. It's not fully finished yet, but it is finished. I attended on Friday night. That was really about the only time I could attend. I wound up going to Lexington the Sunday of the Jingle Ball. Thanksgiving Day I had chipped my front tooth, and I wanted the dentist that had worked previously on my front teeth to work on them again. So I drove down Sunday and had an appointment Monday morning to get that fixed. So I didn't get to attend much of the Jingle Ball except for Friday night. But I took Jeanette Douglas's class, Learn Your Specialty Stitches. And so this was the class project that we had. And we just had to get our own fiber. We had to get our own background fabric, what fabric we wanted to use. She gave us some suggestions. And then it's tiny. And I haven't fully finished it yet, but it will probably be an ornament. But you might like to know what stitches we learned. Let's see, we learned a herringbone stitch, and that would be what is the red outline outside border. That was the herringbone. And then we worked on the satin stitch, which is in the middle of the pot. Algerian eyelet. Those are the lighter green that go around the border of the dark green. The dark green is the Smyrna cross, I believe. Yes, the dark green around the border is the Smyrna cross. The, let's see, the road stitch is all, those would be the 3 bottom round motifs. And at the top, the rosy motif is the queen stitch. So that was fun. I enjoyed taking that class from Jeanette. Take those pins out of that stitch. Okay. Putting everything back, because if I don't, you know how that is. Get in a mess. Okay, so the next thing I want to share with you are things that, oh, let me back up. One more. I had one more that I finished. And this is a strawberry. It's going to be a strawberry. This is a Blackbird design strawberry that was in the 2006 Just Cross-Stitch magazine Christmas ornaments. It's on page 19, and it's the strawberry down here, and I stitched the strawberry. And that is this piece here. So I've never finished a strawberry like this before, so I will look forward to doing that. And this was just a scrap of green fabric. I'm not sure exactly the count. It's probably a 25, 28, something like that. And the color of the thread is Gentle Arts Cranberry, I believe. I just thought that cranberry was gorgeous. I really, really liked it. Okay, and look at my notes. I'm kind of looking down again. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you some whips that are Christmas whips. And then after that, we'll go into everything that's been finished. let's find the whips. So the first thing I'm working on, I can't show you a picture of, but I will insert a picture. It is by Ribbon Wood Cottage, and it's just the cutest little cottage with a deer and some quilts. And you may have seen her posting on Instagram. She also has an Etsy shop. And I would encourage you to go over and look at her designs, especially if you kind of like, it's a little bit like a Little House Needleworks or Pinker and Pumpkin quilting designs, kind of similar to that. But this is where I am so far. I have been working on the little house. It's on a 30 count, kind of a light blue, and I'm using the DMC that are called for. And I'm just really enjoying it. It's just been fun to stitch on something that's just kind of, I don't know, Christmassy and easy to stitch. And again, this is Ribbon Wood Cottage, and she's on Etsy, and she's also on Instagram, and you can go on her Instagram feed and see all kinds of pretty cross stitch designs that she has. So I'm working on that. And then I'm also working on, I've been working on this for a while, so this was a whip that I carried over, or maybe I started it earlier this year. Madame Chantilly, I love to do the Instagram, excuse me, I love to do the advent calendars. So anyway, so I've done a few of those, and I'll share those with you. So it took me a little while to figure out my palette, but I think I've got it. So there's 1 and 2. And then and 3 and a 4. Getting dark on me outside, so I'm losing my good light. 5 and 6. Seven and 8. I'll put these, well, 3 up. So 9, 10, and 11. So I'm ready to start number 12. And I have all my fabric and all my thread here in this one little bag. And then some of the threads I'm sharing with the Ribbon Wood Cottage piece, so it's all in one bag. Okay, so then this is, I can show you this one. This is another Ribbon Wood Cottage that I printed off that I haven't started stitching, but this gives you an idea of what her designs look like. Let's see if I can put this behind it. That helps. So very cute with the house and the quilts. So that's another one I want to stitch. All right, so another one that I started, Louise and I started this, and this is from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. This is the edition for this year, and we're doing the cover photo there, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Shakespeare's Peddler. And I have all the words in. And I'm doing mine on the 46 count oat that is fabric you can get at Hobby Lobby. Words are hard. So there you go. And I'm using the called for colors. So we are enjoying that. And then the other Christmas that I'm working on are the primitive stitcher, not primitive stitcher, preschooler Santas. So I have two that are going. One you can't really even tell what it is, but so I'm doing this one. I have him started, and I have this one started. I'll show you both of them at the same time. Display. So 2008 and all the way back to 1986. So this one's the 1986, the Santa with the tree and the dove. And oops. Oh boy. The tree and the dove. And then this one is one with a sled. So I'm gradually getting there. Really no rush. I just keep them all in this cute little bag. And that is an old Precious Moments Christmas that I made into a project bag. Okay, so now we're going to go over some things that I have either been given or I've stitched or someone else stitched them or quilted them. The first thing I want to go over is some of the things that are sitting here to my right on my table. I did an Advent calendar or Advent 12 Days of Christmas with Kathy Lounsbury, and it was so much fun. And we just had a ball. One day we decided that we would open last week. She suggested, why don't we open them all on one day? And I was like, okay. So that was fun, and we had a good time. So I'm just going to share with you the things that she gave me, and you're going to love it. And if you're not watching Kathy, you should go watch her because she had a great video of all of her smalls. So she stitched this project bag. It says Jolly. These are project bags from the Fat Quarter Shop, and then you can stitch on them. And this was a pattern she actually shared on her last FlossTube, I think, where this pattern comes from. It's so cute. She loves snowman. And then she had a really cute zipper pull with the year and my initial and made with love and a strawberry waxer, and it's wonderful. And then she likes to crochet, so she crocheted this little pin pillow, and then she made the counting pins for me, the little bee. Isn't that cute? Look at the little Christmas one. So cute. And then she made this adorable snow girl ornament. Look at her. A foil bottom and a little metaphor-like paper. She is adorable. This is one of her husband's ruler boxes, so you can see the ruler. And then this is Brenda Gervais, and it comes from the Snowball book, and it's like a family portrait. You can see the little black corners for the pictures. Adorable. So cute. She stitched them on perforated paper, and then she's got them where she's put them on like a sticky foam core so that they kind of stand out away from the back of the ruler tray. just adorable. And then you all know how much she likes tomatoes if you watch her. And she made these adorable little pin cushions. Happy stitching. Look at that. Just adorable. And then a little tomato needle book. So sweet. Wool. Some more of the Santa floss tags and a floss ring. Wonderful. Look at the cabochon and the bells. Oh, so cute. She has a neighbor that has bees, and she gives Kathy the wax, and this is a waxer. Little bees. And then this is a little finial that has a stitched design on the end. Just so creative. And then the little scissor fob over one. She likes tiny things, and she knows I like bees. Just adorable. Little stork scissors. So cute. This little stitcher tray, the hexagon with the bee theme, just adorable. A little bottle for needles. A little scissor, or excuse me, a thread holder, and you could put it on your project bag if you wanted to. Peace, joy, and love. A little fingernail file. And then a car coaster. A sweet little notepad. Some bee washi tape. Some Idaho lip balm, and then some soap that looks like a potato. So cute. So it's got like the texture of a potato. So fun. Smells amazing. And then let's see what else. Cute little bee tag. They're little stickers that you can put on your water bottle. Not sure where I'm going to put mine. And then her candy, you know, good candies. And I have to pause the video because I have to go get something else. Okay, and then her husband made this seam ripper. He made the handle. Isn't that beautiful? Kathy and Alan, thank you so much. What a treat to receive these gifts. Such a sweet thing. So those were the Advent things that Kathy had sent me, and she shared on her Instagram the things that I had sent her, so you can go over there and take a look. All right, I'm going to get into sharing some of the things that I have stitched or previously stitched, as I mentioned. I have one thing here. I'm going to have to somehow repair this, but I'm going to share it with you. Louisa and I did this out of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine a couple years ago. And we mounted it on this little sleigh. It's a Jennifer Richards design, I believe. It's in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And we just finished it on a sleigh that was already painted. I used a little bit of probably either foam core, or it wasn't foam core, it's actually the mat board, I guess. And I put a little batting there and some rickrack, and then mounted this on a separate piece. Very cute. Really enjoyed doing that. All right, let's see what's in this first bag. So Louise and I made these snowmen last year. Very fun to make, and just put them in a dough bowl or your tier tray. This is a blast from the past. This would be something that my mom had stitched, put in the little gold frame. She first started cross-stitching. This is a little piece of wool applique. This is from Calico Stitches, I believe, or Calico Patches. I'll have to look. They're out of Moorhead, Kentucky. Vicki McCartney, I believe is her name. Or McCarthy. Anyway, this is her design. My mother-in-law, I've shared a few things that she's made before, and these are some cute little bags that she made for Christmas. And she would put the girls' treats down in these bags, or whoever. She would have the best time just making these little bags. I have several of them, and sometimes I forget about them, and I really need to use them. Just cute little gift bags. Great ways to use scraps. She also would make pot holders using some of the scraps that she had. And then these are some of her cross-stitch ornaments. They're cute. Little lace back. Very cute. She also would make this star garland, and she would use this kind of a shiny red, it's not a twine, but anyway, she would cut out these stars and the little white batting and make a garland with them. Kind of similar to this yo-yo garland. Louise made this for me, but these are fun too to decorate with. And then last year, Louise and I made these little reindeer, and this is by Bunny Hill Designs. She has quite a few little stuffed animals that you can make, but we made a little reindeer. A friend of mine, Janan, made a sweet little mug rug. Love that. This was at an ornament exchange at a quilt guild in Enterprise. Isn't that beautiful? My friend Linda West made that. This was a leftover block from my quilt, my Lori Holt quilt, so I made a mug rug, and it's got a little pocket here to put your candy cane or your spoon or whatever you're having. Here's another little cross-stitch ornament, blast from the past, in the bed waiting for Santa. And then this is made by Louise, and this is out of the Lori Holt book too. You can see how fun that is. So cute. And a fun back. Beautiful. There's a bread cloth that I made in 1994. Pretty poinsettia. This is a bird brain design pillow. A lot of fun to do that. A lot of embellishments there. This is a great for Wool Wednesday. Maybe I'll post it on Wool Wednesday. Alright, so there's that. This is the pillow that goes with the table runner that Louise gave me. Very fun. I made this pillow last year when Judy Whitman had released this pattern, and I did this with Annie, the proper stitcher. We did it together. She did it on a different linen and a different color thread, so you have to go check hers out. But this is the one that I did. I did it on a 28 count Aida cloth and did it over 2, so it was like, 14 count, and used pearl cotton to do mine, and then finished it very similar to how Judy finished hers, and then finished it with a plaid on the back. And then last year there were quite a few of us stitching the Blackbird Designs stockings out of Home for the Holidays book, I believe it is. Kim Goldman and I did these together. I think Celeste did one. Catherine, Stitching and Costume, did some. I'm not sure who else did them, but I did mine with white background. Antique white was the cloth, and this was 30 count, and the rest of them are 32 count, and the called for thread. But in the book, they're done on like a tan, various tan fabrics. And then the little charm hanger, bead hanger. And I just used Three Sisters by Moda fabrics on the back. Let's see. Yeah, all of these had the poinsettia back. And then these are a little different. They have the holly on the back. I loved working on these and finishing them. They were really, really fun to work on. Okay, this is Mary and Minty. This was a freebie by Brenda Gervais in 2020, and I finished it on a spool. That's a very fun one. I think you can still get it on her Facebook page. This was a Pinker and Pumpkin. I had started stitching the Santa, and I think I made a mistake, so I just stopped what I was doing and continued and made a little just initial and finished it as a pin pillow. And then I used velveteen on the back. It's an acrylic velveteen that you can emboss with a rubber stamp and an iron, and I did the embossing with the little lights on there. So it just sits up on my tier tray. Stuffed it with walnut shells. And then here's this little pin pillow. And finished it like this. And I think this was another ornament exchange. And after I stitched this, I realized that I had received this as an ornament exchange at our guild and enterprise. And so here they are together. And then I stitched this a long time ago and just frayed the edges of it, so like little candy canes together, and finished it by fraying the edge and stitching the little stitches, so the back of it doesn't look that great. And then this is a pine needles, Sandra Workman. This is one of her designs. It's a Dresden that you stitch with quilting cottons, and then you embroidery the center and stitch that down, and then you put the whole thing on a wool back, and I used a variegated wool, and you just stitch it down, so it's like a little candle mat. It just has the cutest little print fabrics. I just love those little fabrics. They're so cute. Okay, I have a couple more things to show you, and then we'll be done. So I finished these and shared them on Instagram. These are buttermilk basin. So they spell the word joy. And I have them stuffed with some of my uncle's cedar shavings. So they smell really good. And I used Lady Dot Creates tinsel trim on the edge of them, and I just love that tinsel trim. It's perfect for these. So I had a blast making these. These are the back, a little ollie print, and I just love them. And then I was inspired to make this. I saw it in a quilt shop and asked permission to take a picture of. It was the similar one. It wasn't exactly the same. And you all know how much I like yo-yos, and so I made a yo-yo tree and just quilted around it. Love that. And then Louise made this wall hanging for me. Tree ornaments. So cute. And then I recently finished this. This is 3 of Pinker and Pumpkin's designs put together. So you can go on her blog and look up these designs. I think you can just look up designs that have the word joy or peace or love, any of them, and you'll find these. And I put the 3 together. They're actually, I believe, they're separate patterns when you print them off, but I decided to put them together because they kind of were in a series that she had done. And I finished it as a flat fold. I used Fauna Piper's tutorial. And I had already, Fauna now uses 2 pieces of the foam core, not foam core, mat board to do her front, and I had already done that part before I started watching the tutorial. So that is the only thing that I wish I had done differently, because it is starting to bow a little bit. But I do have the 2 layers here, but that was my fault. Cording around, and that's the back. So overall, I'm very pleased how that came out. This was at the Teresa Kogut exchange. We had the option of participating in an exchange, and I did. And so this was stitched by Peg Whitmer, Findlay, Ohio, and she had it framed at the Craft Gallery by Miss Paula. And let's see. Yeah. Very cute. And then a couple more on my tree here. This is a Blackbird design. This is also in Home for the Holidays, but it's also in a Just Cross-Stitch Christmas magazine as well, if you have some of the older editions. This I just finished about a week ago. This was also in one of the magazines, and this is a lesson learned when I just got back into cross stitch in 2020. The dye lots of changing threads, and so you can see my house is a little two-toned there. I just kept stitching and moving ahead, and finished it with a little rickrack on the edge and some Three Sisters holly on the back. Just a simple bow and a snowflake. I still love how it turned out. This was a freebie from Annie, the Proper Stitcher. If you go onto her blog or her website, and you can look under a freebie, I used the 46 count oat. That's the same fabric I'm using on the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and I used the cranberry by Gast. And I just love how this turned out. I used, again, the Lady Dot Creates tinsel and a vintage postcard for the backing. And I love how it turned out. And along the same theme, this was something I had stitched a long time ago, a train, and I used a navy to kind of match the stack here, and a vintage postcard for the back. So it's a great way to display those postcards and use them. Especially when, you know, if you're putting them on the tree, you know, you'll probably have your stitching out. But when you're putting them on the tree and looking at them as you do that, that allows you to look at them. I found this at an estate sale. I just thought it was too cute. Couldn't pass it up. Very adorable. Alright, a couple more. These two are a pair I found in a punch needle primitive, or not a punch needle, Just Cross-Stitch magazine. And so, Prairie Schooler. This was new. I was new to finishing them, and these didn't quite make the same size, but that's okay. I do like them a lot. They're like little pool toys. Very cute. And then this is a old Dale Burdette Christmas. I finished it around, and Three Sisters fabric, rickrack. And this was also at a guild exchange, and I stitched this one for Kathy, and it is in the 1998 Christmas Ornaments collection book, Just Cross Stitch, and this is how they finished it in the book. And my friend Sandy finished it this way, and then I finished Kathy's a little bit different way, so you have to go look at her Instagram, or next time she films, maybe she'll share it. So, and I believe that's all I have to share. Well, I'll share these two things with you because they're special to me as well. Louise made these two things as well. Aren't they cute? Love those. But I do think that is everything for this video. I do want to share a little bit of scripture with you, as I like to do, and close out. This is a book that Celeste and I got last year. It came out last year. It's called Emmanuel. It's an invitation to prepare him room at Christmas and always. It's by Ruth Chow Simmons, and it's excellent. Great to read through the Advent season. And so today's scripture I thought was really special, and thought I would read it to you. The Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exalt over you with loud singing. Zephaniah 3:17. And that's just a tribute to our mighty God and how he loves us. And one of the things that she wrote in here, do you feel chaotic in your mind or heart in this season, looking for solutions to your overwhelming concerns? Just think about Jesus and think about God and how he can comfort us, how he can surround us with his love and his peace and his just presence, and just be thankful for that, and that he sings over us. That's just amazing. So I hope you and your family have a wonderful Christmas. I think I'm almost ready. I've done some baking and done some shopping, and I have one of my daughters still lives with us, and she loves to wrap, so that has been just a huge blessing to me. I'm looking forward to spending time with family and eating some yummy food, and I hope you are well. I hope that you do find peace and comfort in our Lord, and so thankful for Jesus, and that he is Emmanuel. He is God with us, and blessings to you, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year and sharing my whips with you, and going on more of an adventure. I do have some patterns that I'm going to be releasing and have already released that I'll share with you again, and just review that and some upcoming things that are exciting. So I hope you take care, friends. If you know of people that haven't subscribed or haven't seen my videos before, I'd love for you to share that with them, and some more people can come visit. And I love your comments, so please comment, and I love to respond to your comment. So take care, and I will look forward to seeing you in the